just overall, what did you think in kind of a different game?
Well, you always, worried about when you have a lead like that to sustain, your effort. And you're especially concerned with a team like that shoots threes the way they do. So in this league, a 10-point lead, 20-point lead, it could dissipate very quickly. A team comes down, hits 3 or 4 threes, and then all of a sudden the big lead is gone. And so we were fortunate to work our way out of that. And then, I was very pleased with our bench. And then especially pleased with the guys at the end of the game. I thought they executed and played very well.
It seems like when you can get Tyus and Gorgie playing really strong, it just kind of changes thing. What did you see from that?
Well, our bench play was excellent, and so and I think when I looked at the start of the game, I thought what Taj gave us in terms of a post presence really helped us, and the same thing with Dario with the second group. And then we were able to play off of that, and then the defense was very good, and then we got into the open floor and got easy scoring opportunities.
Tom, it was their third game in 4 nights. Were you surprised to see the starters for them play so few minutes, or did you have an inkling maybe that might?
No, and every team is different, and so Dave knows his team, and so I think he wanted to see where they were at the start, and then he made a decision that, and sometimes you know when you should do that, and that team they're a terrific team.
All things being equal, do you prefer Derek at the 2 over the point guard, or is it just the way
he can play both positions. Derek just does whatever you ask him to do. That's the thing that I love about him. He plays the point. He's been an MVP of this league as a point guard. Then you ask him to come off the bench and play the 2, and he does that, and he doesn't complain. It's never about him. It's always about winning. It's always about the team. And that's what makes him who he is. And the guy's having an all-star type season.
You, in the previous few games, have found 3 or 4 minute stretches for Okogie. The way he's playing now, is that something you're going to have to jam him in?
We're going to look for situations that we can use him. And the thing that I like, I think he's grown quite a bit. I think even when he's not in the rotation, I like the way he's approaching things, how he is in practice, how he watches film. He's asking great questions. He's engaged. So he's doing all the things he should be doing.
When you look at that box score and you see 9 players in double figures, which is a franchise record, and a season high in assists, is that almost like the definition of the kind of balance you want to see in a perfect box score?
Yeah, and again, you strive to be a 48-minute team, knowing that it's going to be impossible to really get there, but you strive for it to see how close you can get to that. And I thought tonight, with the exception of that stretch to start the third, I thought we played really well. And it's one game, and now tomorrow we have to get ready for the next one, and there's going to be a long, hard fight, and we got to be ready for that.
With Okogie, the production is one thing, but how important is that energy?
Yeah, and that's his talent. His talent is the energy, and I think he's improved. Like, his shot looks a lot better. I think he's getting used to the speed of the game, and he's starting to really pass the ball too, and that's the thing that I like. So he's making really good plays.
What was the reasoning behind subbing Covington back in when he was up over 30 minutes already in the fourth quarter with that lead?
Just the rotation, and they came back once, and so I wanted to see, and the other thing too is him getting back into rhythm. He's got to get into rhythm. He wanted to play a little bit more, so he told me he's feeling great, but he wanted the extra time. So, and I think he's getting close. You could see he's getting his rhythm back, and I think that's important.
And what did you think of Taj's defense with his shoe in his hand?
You see a little bit of everything in this league. Just when you think you've seen it, I was wondering if he was going to block a shot with it. And then I was waiting for the officials to see what call they would make.
Coach, you talk about Covington's rhythm. For him, does that kind of start on the defensive end there?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think, if you guys, could recall, he was playing great, during the last homestand. He was, he was rolling along pretty good. And then, he missed, I think it was 5 days. And then, we cut his minutes way back, and he's never gotten that rhythm back. And so you want him to try to get the rhythm back.
And is that kind of as a group that then kind of as when he has his rhythm, then is it fair to say the rest of the group kind of?
Yeah, well, because like you saw it tonight, like the same thing, like he can, he makes a three, he comes down, he gets a steal, you get in the open floor, you get another, like you can get on runs real fast, and he's got, great instincts, he's everywhere, a lot of deflections, very disruptive, and it bothers him when someone scores. And that's, I think when you look at great defenders, that's it. And I think, I was talking to the team today, your body language is going to give the other team either confidence, or they're also, if you have an intensity like Robert on every play, that's going to say something too. So that's what we have to get to. We have to get to a multiple effort mentality. I think Taj has it. I think Dario shows that. Derek shows it, and we got to get everyone showing it. And when we do that, we've got a great defense.
Tom, when the opponent comes out without its 5 starters to start the second half, does that change anything you do? How does that affect your approach?
Yeah, the biggest thing was, I knew when I saw it, is you fighting human nature, because it's, you have a 30-point lead, and then you see that the starters, aren't there. So if you let your guard down, and it shows you, like, that's the importance of playing hard in this league. And we say it all the time, you don't get here without being a great player. So if they're playing harder than you are, then they can make up ground, especially, and we saw that. They, came out and they're making threes, and all of a sudden they chopped 15 points off the lead real fast. I think it was 18-3.